Everybody respected me like a king. William Byrd II. On June 24, 1710, Betty took to the woods. The next day her pursuers found her hoe by the churchland. She had taken her most indispensable gardening tool when she fled. She must have had plans to continue cultivating, or perhaps she intended to defend herself if the need should arise. When Betty herself could not be found, the overseer tasked with finding her reassured her enslaver, the Virginia tobacco magnate William Byrd II. She had probably drowned in the rumbling currents of the James River, which fronted Byrd's Westover plantation. The overseer was mistaken. She was captured alive a few days later. To dissuade her from running away again, the overseer put the bit on her. The bit was an iron cage fastened on the face with a bar, like a metal tongue depressor jammed inside the victim's mouth to hold down the tongue and prevent eating, talking, or swallowing. Holes in the face mask allowed saliva to drip out. Byrd noted with some surprise that on July 1st Betty ran away again with the bit on her mouth. He found this so notable that he repeated it in his journal the next day. She must have found ways to take in food and water because she survived with the cage on her face in the woods for a week. When she was captured again on July 8th, Byrd wanted to apply the bit again, but its screw was suddenly missing. Perhaps a friend or loved one of Betty's had secreted it away to spare her further torture. The same mate may have loosed her ropes on the 8th of July, for she ran away again in the night. Clearly, the plantation had become an unlivable place for Betty. She refused to stay, regardless of the torture applied. This time, Betty remained free in the Chesapeake countryside for over a month, when an enslaved man belonging to Byrd's cousin returned her to Westover. The punishments or restraints to which Betty was subjected at this time are not mentioned in the planter's diary, but he does note briefly on November 6th. The Negro woman ran away again. Finally, on November 13th, Byrd casually reported, "All was well except a Negro woman who ran away and was found dead." While he did not mention her by name, this was likely to have been Betty. Death and freedom lurked together at the margins of Betty's daily existence, beckoning her to the tree line. At some point, she probably became convinced she would meet either one or the other, because she would not stay on Byrd's plantation a moment longer. The freedom or death that Betty pursued with nearly unimaginable resolve in 1710 cannot but recall to an American reader the legendary words hollered by a Virginia tobacco planter decades later in 1776. "Give me liberty or give me death." Patrick Henry, like Betty, looked out on his world and saw liberty and death as linked fates. Though Betty's actions and Henry's boast emerged from the same social space of the colonial tobacco plantation, Betty's freedom did not require the enslavement of others. Henry's liberty did.